You've been eating belly fat in disguise. And I'm not talking about obvious stuff like donuts or pizza. I'm talking about foods you genuinely think are helping you lose weight. Foods with labels that scream healthy and natural and other marketing lies designed to make you feel virtuous while your waistline expands like a balloon at a kid's birthday party. Here's the truth. There are 5 specific foods sabotaging your belly fat goals right now. And I guarantee at least 3 of them are sitting in your kitchen as we speak. Today, I'm exposing all 5. No fluff, no beating around the bush, just the science-backed truth about what's keeping that belly fat glued to your midsection like it's signed a lease. Let's start with the one that's gonna hurt some feelings. Fruit juice. But it's natural, you're thinking. It's got vitamins. Cool story. So does a multivitamin, and that doesn't come with 30 grams of liquid sugar designed to spike your insulin faster than a rocket launch. Here's what happens when you drink fruit juice. You're getting all the sugar from the fruit with none of the fiber that slows down absorption. It's like removing the brakes from a car and wondering why you keep crashing into things. Your liver processes fructose the exact same way it processes alcohol. And when your liver gets overwhelmed with fructose, it starts converting that sugar directly into visceral fat. You know, that lovely belly fat that wraps around your organs like a warm, metabolically dangerous hug. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation found that people who consumed fructose-sweetened beverages showed significantly more visceral fat accumulation compared to those who consumed glucose-based drinks. Translation, your morning OJ is basically a belly fat manufacturing plant. Want fruit? Eat the whole fruit. Chew it. But that carton of juice in your fridge? That's gotta go. Next up, low-fat yogurt. This one's diabolical because it feels so healthy. You're standing in the dairy aisle, looking at that cute little container with words like light and fat-free and Greek, and you think you're making a smart choice. Plot twist? You're not. When food companies remove fat from yogurt, they have to replace it with something to make it taste like food instead of sadness. So what do they add? Sugar. Mountains of it. Most low-fat yogurts pack 15-20 grams of added sugar per serving. Here's the truth. Fat doesn't make you fat. Insulin spikes make you fat. And sugar causes insulin spikes. When you eat that low-fat yogurt, your blood sugar shoots up. Insulin floods your system, and your body switches into fat storage mode faster than you can say, but it has probiotics. So that low-fat yogurt you've been eating every morning, it's making you hungrier, spiking your insulin, and telling your body to store belly fat like you're preparing for hibernation. Switch to full-fat, plain Greek yogurt. Add your own berries if you want sweetness, but ditch the sugar bomb disguised as health food.
All right, brace yourself for this one.
Whole wheat bread. Wait, what? But whole grains are healthy. The food pyramid. My doctor. Yeah, about that. Whole wheat bread has a glycemic index of 71. White bread? 75. You know what else sits around that range? Pure glucose and candy bars. Here's what's happening. Even though whole wheat has more fiber than white bread, it's still primarily refined carbohydrates that get broken down into glucose almost immediately. And when glucose floods your bloodstream, insulin shows up like an overeager party planner, shoving all that sugar into your fat cells, especially around your belly. But here's the thing. Modern wheat isn't even the same grain your grandparents ate. Thanks to decades of agricultural modification, today's wheat contains higher levels of a protein called gliadin, which research shows can increase appetite and trigger inflammation. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that wheat consumption was directly linked to increased visceral fat accumulation, even when total calorie intake remained the same. And let's talk about those sandwiches you're making. 2 slices of whole wheat bread? That's roughly 30-40 grams of carbs hitting your system all at once. Your insulin spikes, fat burning shuts down, and your belly fat does a little victory dance. But I need my sandwiches. No, you need protein and vegetables. The bread is just an edible plate you've been taught to eat.
Number 4 is granola, the snack that fooled an entire generation into thinking they were eating health food. Look, I get it. Granola sounds wholesome. It's got oats, nuts, maybe some dried fruit. It looks like something a mountain hiker would eat while gazing at a sunset and contemplating life's deeper meaning. But check the label. Most store-bought granola is basically cookie crumbles with an identity crisis. A single serving, which is usually a laughably small quarter cup, can pack 12 to 15 grams of sugar and 200 plus calories. And let's be honest, nobody eats a quarter cup of granola. You pour that stuff into a bowl like you're feeding a family of 4. Here's the problem. Granola is calorie dense and sugar loaded. When you eat it, you're consuming massive amounts of energy in a tiny volume, which means you never feel full, but you've already consumed 500 calories before your brain catches up. Plus, most granola is made with seed oils, like canola or sunflower oil, inflammatory oils that research shows can promote fat storage and metabolic dysfunction. Want a crunchy snack? Eat actual nuts. Want oats? Make plain oatmeal and control what goes in it.
Last one, and this might be the most controversial, diet soda. But it's 0 calories, 0 sugar, it's literally diet. Yeah, and your body isn't stupid enough to fall for that trick. Here's what happens when you drink diet soda. Your taste buds detect sweetness and send a signal to your brain that sugar is coming. Your pancreas prepares to release insulin. But then, no sugar arrives. So your body gets confused. Your blood sugar regulation gets messed up, and studies show you end up craving more sugar later to compensate. Research published in the Yale Journal of Biology and Medicine found that artificial sweeteners can actually increase appetite and make you eat more throughout the day. Your body is literally trying to find the calories it was promised.
But here's the darker part. A study from the University of Texas found that people who drank diet soda daily had a 70% greater increase in waist circumference over 10 years compared to non-drinkers. And those who drank 2 or more diet sodas per day, a 500% greater increase. 500%! Diet soda is also linked to changes in gut bacteria that promote inflammation and insulin resistance, both of which lead directly to belly fat accumulation. So you're drinking something with 0 calories that somehow makes you fatter. How's that for a plot twist? Drink water, drink black coffee, drink tea, but stop thinking that chemical sweetness in a can is a loophole around biology. Look, I'm not saying you can never eat these foods again. I'm saying if belly fat is your problem, these 5 foods are your enemies. You can't out-exercise a bad diet, and you can't lose belly fat while actively feeding it the exact foods it loves most. So make the swap. Replace them with real food, protein, healthy fats, vegetables, whole fruits that do not spike insulin. By the way, you can find these real food and the best recipes out there in our Insulin Resistance Code Cookbook. It's filled with simple, science-backed recipes that can help stabilize blood sugar, calm insulin spikes, and still taste amazing. Interested? Check it out in the link below. Your body will respond, your belly will shrink, and you'll finally understand why nothing worked before. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. See you on the next one.